Good evening and welcome to our Scientists Reverse Grid Season 2 finale in Zandvoort and China. First up, we are at Zandvoort in a 25% race with the reverse grid, and I can tell you it could be a banger around Zandvoort, especially with the long straight, the beautiful overtaking chance here, and these we can lose it easily on the curbs. Tonight, as you can hear, I'm alone in the commentary booth, so sometimes there will be no commentary for a few seconds. Don't be mad at me, it is what it is, as we always have our formation lap to start the race. And I can tell you then something about the formation, about the grid, and about the boys who are fighting for championship places here in Tier 2. Oh, as we don't have a formation lap. Yeah, that's the wrong settings there. That's my fault. It is what it is. We're going to start. Golden Pickle already up to P1 as we have a spin in the back. It's Hill Train in his McLaren who's spinning round. Golden Pickle in the Ferrari in P1 already, as Lil Jim followed him in P2, Geranium P3, Raisin P4, Chappie P5, D'Cunha P6, and Lil Jim is hunting down Golden Pickle into the fast right-hander. As we have just Hill Train starting on the mediums, everyone else starting on the softs here around Zandvoort. So the big winners at the start are D'Cunha and Corleone, both gained 5 places. Also Barouche, who went up from P14 to P9. The big loser of the start, of course, Durlan from P4 to P13, and Raisin from P3 to P10. Let's see if anyone has to pit after the first lap, maybe because of damage, maybe because of a different strategy call to go on the hards, or maybe the mediums to try something else. And it's Deseret already going into the pits. Let's see if he has wing damage. Hill Train also going into pits. It seems like he had wing damage too. Yeah, and Deseret changed his wing. Hill Train too. Seems like they've been involved in that collision. So Hill Train started on the mediums, won't go to the end on the soft, so he of course changes his tires to the hard compound. Deseret starting on the softs, of course changing his tires to medium, but it's still 17 laps to go, and Zandvoort isn't very... Get him, Golden Pickle still in P1, just half a second behind him. Lil Jim still in his DRS. Behind Lil Jim already a gap of 2.3 seconds on P3, Chappie in P4, D'Cunha still in P5, and Barouche making up places. Last lap in P9, now up to P6, Castelfrance behind him in P7, Corleone P8, as we're going down the pit straight into turn 1. Scientist's favourite corner called Tarzan. As there are some position changes. Would you rather up to P10 right now? Castelfrance pitting. It's very early in that race. He's going on to the mediums. Unfortunately, we didn't see if it was because of damage. Seems like Raisin's car's ghosted. Maybe he lost connection. Happened to him last time when we were around Monza and Monaco. Internet connection issues can happen. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's see if he can jump in back to his car, as Lil Jim is still stalking Golden Pickle up front. Already a gap of 3.7 seconds just at the end of lap 3. These boys are making some pace, as Chappie and D'Cunha following Geranium now into his DRS, and Barouche is very close behind D'Cunha. What a battle on the pit straight. DRS open. They're going for it. Barouche playing it safe for the moment, as D'Cunha overtook Chappie into turn 1. Geranium still in P3. fighting for his life. Oh, Baruch with an attack on D'Cunha. It seems. Oh, D'Cunha spun. Oh my god! It seems like D'Cunha has lost it out of turn 3. It is, or turn 4. And we have yellow flags, and it seems like we have a virtual safety car. If not a safety car, we have a full call safety car. So everybody's slowing down now. Unfortunately, we couldn't see if Baruch caused that collision, but it seems like Baruch was just battling with Chappie into that turn, and moments after that, D'Cunha was into the wall. Maybe he lost it out of that turn. He will, of course, pit now, so he won't lose a lot of time and positions. Right now, he's saved by the safety car. Well, let's see what Golden Pickle and Lil Jim are doing. They're up front. The safety car's not good for them, as they had a beautiful gap to Jim Rainey, about 4 to 5 seconds. They were just fighting on their own there. Changing tires onto the mediums. Lil Jim, I think, also just changing tires. No front wing change needed. Yep. So it seems like everyone is pitting now because they all started on the softs. And pitting in lap 5 going to the mediums isn't that bad of a call. Raisin is staying out. It's his AI taking over. So yeah, classic AI decision. Bad for him, but that's it. As our grid hasn't changed a lot. Baruch, I think. No, he didn't jump anyone. He was in front of Chappie before the safety car. So Baruch already up to P4 now. And he's smelling blood. He's smelling blood. He's quick, especially around Zandvoort. Lil Jim and Golden Pickle are now very close because of the safety car. They're all on the same compound of tire. The tires are all changed on the same lap. So right now, as we have a safety car, I'll try to read some of your comments. Maybe there is something important in there I can use for the commentary. That would be nice. Otherwise, it's just nice that Harvey is commentating. Yeah, that's very nice, Harvey. That's very nice. Shout out to Roy Harvey, our champion in Scientist Reverse Grid League Tier 1. Already won the championship. And a few guys here in Tier 2 want just to copy that and also want to be champions. But let's see if the championship is already decided here. I think Raisin has already won it. But before I say something too dumb, I'll just check it for you. Our championship standings. Yeah, looking good for Raisin. Raisin already won it. So Jim Ranium is in P3 in the championship with 149 points. Casto with 108. So Casto needs a masterclass. He needs big points in both two races and needs Geranium to lose a lot of points and positions. Right now it seems like Geranium is a safe place here. Let's see if we have some nice battles here in Tier 2 between Deseret and Would You Rather. The gap is very close. Deseret is 98 points in total. Would You Rather 92. Corleone is 77. D'Cunha 70. So just 7 points difference. And Lil Jim and Golden Pickle, who are in P1 and P2 right now, are both on 43 points. So they can get big points here. As we see, Corleone and Hill Train got penalties. Let's check real quick. What penalties do they have? Corleone is a 5-second penalty. That smells like a collision on the safety car. Oh, and Golden Pickle just sends it into the wall behind the safety car. That's a mistake you don't want to see. You don't want to see that. That's no bueno for him. We only got Corleone on the hard tires as Hill Train changed to the mediums again. But as we have the safety car coming in now, Golden Pickle is in a very bad place because he needs to pit. Let's see if he keeps it clean at the restart. We all hope for that, of course. No one wants to see collisions here, as the Red Bull and Racing Point are coming very close together, and they're colliding. Prolova into Corleone. Golden Pickle restarting the race, very good, but he will have problems into turn 1. You can already see it. Jimranium on the inside into turn 1. Baruch trying to take Golden Pickle into turn 2 and turn 3 now. Let's see if they can make it happen. Yeah, Golden Pickle on the inside, leaving room on the outside. Very fair driving by him. And Chappie is the next one to get Golden Pickle. Patience is rule number 1 in this game. And maybe Chappie hasn't seen that Golden Pickle went into the wall, but he has to be very careful now. On the inside of Golden Pickle, now on the outside, trying to go on the inside. No chance to overtake him right now. Now on the inside, better traction. Not using any ERS. On the outside, Golden Pickle overshooting, going very deep into that corner. Chappie with a lot of patience here. Golden Pickle still next to him, going on the inside, up to that curb, getting the position. Very good maneuver. Very clean. Solid P3 for Chappie. Golden Pickle going into the pits right now. Castor France right behind him. Catching up to Chappie now, as we are following now our leader Lil Jim in Haas. For Haas F1, leading the Zandvoort GP. With that result, he's making a lot of points and leaving Golden Pickle behind, but never say never. We're just on lap 8 of 18 around Zandvoort. And it's the same game as we had before the safety car. Both leaders, P1 and P2, already have a gap of 3.6 seconds to number 3. That's now Chappie, Castor France in P4 behind him. Ticunia in P5, Deseret P6. Also gained 6 places by now. Very solid race by him, would you rather. Climbing up the ladder slightly. 2 places for him into P7. Durdan P8, getting overtaken now by Hill Train. Oh, it seems like Durdan has lost it. Yeah, he lost it. So he's going down now to P10. Raisin still on the AI now on P9. Unfortunately, seems like Raisin is now 9 laps on the AI. That means a disqualification, unfortunately. But let's see if he can provide footage that he's joined. We decide on that after the race. Jimranium right now in P11. He has no need to rush anything, as he's pretty safe in P3 in the championship. Golden Pickle in P12, recovering from his damage. And he's going to attack Jimranium now into turn 1. Having the inside line for the next corner. And getting the position. Very good maneuver. Raising up to P8. Seems like he has joined back, as Corleone is in P13. Prolova in P14. We're jumping back to our P1, to our leader Lil Jim in the Haas, in front of Baruch, who's stalking him around the tight corners of Zandvoort. Chappie in P3. Castor France P4. Still very close behind him, but already now has a penalty. Let's see if this is a 3-second time penalty. It's a 5-second time penalty. So maybe he also made contact with another car behind the safety car. We'll watch that after the race, of course. No need to get it in now. As Chappie is defending from Castor France. Very tight battle. Fighting very hard but clean right now. And Castor France seems to have better traction out of that corner. Not using any ERS right now. Trying to go on the inside. And he got Chappie napping there. What a move. That was a great move by Castor France against Chappie. But Chappie is he's an experienced driver. He knows when to attack and when to let someone attack. So maybe he has the big master plan here to get in front of Castor France again, maybe after the pit straight. As Dicunia is just half a second behind Chappie right now in his Merc. Deseret following by 0.8 of a second. It's very, very close here around Zandvoort. All guys have a very solid, good pace. as Chappie is now trying to attack Castellfrance on the straight, not using any ERS. Seems like he just wants to stay in his DRS, wants to save his ERS, save some fuel, and just attack on the last laps. Let's see if that master plan works out, as the Cunha is still just half a second behind Chappie. As soon as you make a mistake here around Zandvoort, your race is almost done. So you have to be very, very careful of the traction zones. Golden Pickle already made his way up to P8. Raisin back in his car, now pitted. Of course, he didn't pit under the safety car, and yeah, he has some issues. Maybe his wheel didn't connect, so it seems like Raisin is out of the race. Very unfortunate for him. I think he can laugh a bit about that because he's already won the championship. But let's see if that causes a yellow flag, maybe a safety car. Right now it seems like everything is fine. He's reversing right now, going back on track, but his front wing is already lost. So yeah, he's now disqualified. We have yellow flags and we have a virtual safety car. Let's see if that changes anything to the grid. Right now we still have Lil Jim and Bruges in P1 and P2. The gap will be almost the same after the virtual safety car, as you have to decrease your overall speed. No one is allowed to catch up like behind the safety car. There's no chance you can do that. Castellfrance still in P3. Chappie P4, Cunha P5, Deseret P6, Would You Rather P7, and we have green flags again. That was a very quick virtual safety car session, and Duradan used this session now to pit, but it seems like he's not gaining any time now, as we already have green flags and we're up to race speed again. But he's still in P10. That means a point for him. You can't ask for more now, as you are 17 seconds behind Germanium. Golden Pickle in P8 in his Ferrari, 15 seconds behind Would You Rather. But it's very interesting to see that we have a very close battle from P4, or let's say P3, to P7. Just a few seconds between these guys, led by Castellfrance in P3, Chappie in P4, Cunha P5, Deseret P6, and Would You Rather in P7. As Lil Jim is still leading the race in front of Barouche, who's now very close behind him. We can have a quick look maybe at the ERS level of both. So it seems like Lil Jim's ERS is pretty much down. And as you can see, Barouche's ERS is at about 65 to 70%. And he has the advantage of DRS. So right now it seems like Barouche is playing the tactical game, staying behind Lil Jim, maybe waiting for a mistake. And if the chance opens up, he just overtakes him or let him make a mistake. Right now Barouche is in a very comfortable position. The position for Castellfrance, Chappie, Cunha, Deseret and Would You Rather is not that comfortable, as a single mistake could cost them a lot of places and points. But Chappie and Cunha, also Deseret, are already struggling with their ERS. The light is already flashing, so they used a lot of ERS. And we're just on lap 14 of 18. The good thing is, if no one of these boys has ERS left, they can't attack each other. It's just DRS then, but who knows who can save some in the last lap, or the last two laps, and get a maneuver in. As we have no position changes on this lap. Corleone in last place right now on P12. Hill Train in P11, Durdan getting the last point right now on P10. Germanium P9, Golden Pickle P8, Would You Rather P7. Following Deseret, very close behind him right now, into the very tight left-hander. Cunha still following Chappie, who's now 1 second behind Casto. That means Chappie won't have DRS to to attack Casto. And Casto seems like to have... Yeah, he also doesn't have a lot of ERS left, but a little bit more than Chappie. So Chappie is now really under attack by D'Cunha. And the boys behind him. Deseret just 1.4 seconds behind D'Cunha, so he won't have DRS on him. And got Would You Rather in his neck, waiting for a mistake. As Barouche is still just half a second behind Lil Jim in P2 on lap 15 of 18. Still waiting on a mistake, or waiting for the opportunity to overtake him. And Lil Jim's light is now flashing. That means his ERS is at 10% or lower. We can check right now where it is. Yeah, it seems to be very low. He's using some of his ERS on the straight here, and after the straight the ERS might be completely down. As Barouche is just following him, he'll train, letting these boys by. That's very fair, very clean racing, as we like to see here in Scientist Reverse Grid League. Barouche still just half a second behind Lil Jim, just waiting for his opportunity. Now using ERS to get close to Lil Jim. He has to be careful, of course, with dirty air around Zandvoort, especially in these fast corners. It's very tricky to get the best traction when you're following a car on very high pace. Castor France still in P3. Chappie just 1 second behind him in P4. D'Cunha now 1 second behind Chappie. That means he's not in the DRS. Chappie released. Just got some air between him and D'Cunha. Oh, it's very close right now. You can see they're all switching between in the DRS and out of the DRS. It's very close right now. Very, very close. And Barouche is now attacking Lil Jim for the lead on lap 17 of 18. He has now already... Oh, he has no ERS left now. It's very, very tricky there. They're going into turn 1, turn 2, now into turn 3. Barouche on the inside, sliding, and he's spinning. Ah! That's not what... It seemed like for a moment was a racing incident, but we'll see about that. There are always two sides of a story. We'll see about that, but for me, right now, it seems like a racing incident. Very unfortunate for Barouche, who's losing out on P1 here. Castor France still in P3, but Chappie now back in his DRS, and Chappie will give everything to get close to Castor France using his DRS and maybe overtake him for a podium position. D'Cunha now 2 seconds behind Chappie, so Chappie right now has nothing to fear from behind. Just keep it clean through the last turns, get the DRS, use all of his ERS on the pit straight to maybe get Castor France at the end of the straight. He's using all of his ERS now, DRS also in, but he's not getting very close. It seems like Castor France still can get it. Oh, Chappie almost lost his car into turn 1. Held it very good. Corrected twice. That's always very difficult to correct your correction. That's very, very difficult. That was a masterclass of correction. D'Cunha 1.5 seconds behind Chappie. Deseret still in P6. Would You Rather in P7. Golden Pickle P8. And we got some penalties in now. It seems like Deseret and D'Cunha just collected a penalty at the same time. Deseret just half a second now behind D'Cunha. Maybe he sees a chance to get D'Cunha at the end of the next DRS, or maybe on the pit straight. Oh, he almost lost it. Yeah, the tire compounds are now down. They're using these tires for 12 to 14 laps now. And they feel it. They absolutely feel it. As Lil Jim has won the Dutch GP, Barouche in P2, Castor France P3 will lose his position to Chappie because of penalties right now. D'Cunha in P5, Deseret P6. Oh no, Would You Rather went up to P5 because he had no penalties. Would You Rather up to P5, Dacunia P6, Deseret P7, Golden Pickle P8, Jimranian P9 for the moment. He didn't finish right now. He's still on track. Golden Pickle just finished the race. Durdan, Hilltrain, Corleone, they all finished the race. So we're just waiting on Jimranian to finish the race in P9, getting 2 points for Renault here. Be careful, man, you don't have to hit the grass here. So Jimranian coming home in P9. A very action-packed race with a spicy situation between Lil Jim and Barouche at turn 4, I think, on lap 17 of 18, as Barouche gets drive of the day for gaining multiple positions from the start. I think he started in P13 or 14 and finished in P2. A beautiful race by him. Aggressive as always, but it seemed to me he was pretty clean. Lil Jim celebrating on the podium his P1. Barouche in the AlphaTauri in P2. And Chappie with a very good performance and a beautiful save at the end in P3 for Williams. All British flags on the podium. Boys, keep a distance. It's COVID. Thank you for that. So our first race of the season finale is done for now. Of course, we will make a screenshot just to get the grid positions all done for the next race, as Lil Jim won Zandvoort with the fastest lap in his hands. Barouche in P2, Chappie P3 on the podium, Castor France P4, Would You Rather P5, Dacunia collecting 8 points for Merck in P6, Deseret P7, Golden Picker P8, Jimranian P9, Durdan P10, Hilltrain in P11, Corleone in his Renault in P12. Prolovat and Raisin didn't finish the race. So as we are now done with Zandvoort, we are just closing the stream for about 5 minutes, and we're starting with our last race of season 2 in about 5 minutes in China. See you in a bit, boys. Take care until then. See ya.